Welcome to another edition of Inside Guyana. Today, our camera crew, led by Belina Charlie, who works for the Guyana Women Miners Organization here in Guyana, and she has agreed to be our camera person today. So once again, we want to thank Belina Charlie for being so kind. We're in the office of the Guyana Women Miners Organization, and with me today we have some special guests. On my immediate left is the president of the Guyana Women Miners Organization, Ms. Eureka Primus. Welcome to our program Inside Guyana, ma'am.
Thank you for having us.
And on her left we have the secretary of the organization and also the head of the Trafficking in Person unit of the Guyana Women Miners Organization, Miss Marina Charles. Welcome to the program, Ms.
Thank you for having us.
And on her left we have Miss Donna Scott, who's an executive member of the Guyana Women Miners Organization and also a member of the Trafficking in Persons unit. Welcome to the program.
Welcome us.
Well, today we are very fortunate to know that it's a busy holiday. It's the 31st of December 2016. It's All Year's Day, and probably it's a very good way of ending this year of 2016 by talking about how people are helping other people. We have heard about the activities of the members of this wonderful Guyana Women Miners Organization here, and we decided to ask them to share some of their experiences with us. But before we go into the actual interview, please allow me to ask our president, Ms. Eureka Primus, to tell our viewers a little bit about yourself, please.
Hi, my name is Eureka Primus. I'm the president of the organization. I previously served as the first vice president and the second vice president, and in August of 2015 I was elected as president of the organization. I hail from Bartica in Region 7, which is known very much for its hospitality, so feel free to be welcomed in our midst, and also if there's anything that we would be able to do through the organization, we would have taken that same spirit of outgoingness and hospitality and everything in which we have done so far.
Okay, and Miss Marina Charles, please tell us a little bit about yourself. What was your background? Where were you born? Which part of Guyana? Are you Guyanese?
Yes, I'm Guyanese. I'm Marina Charles, and I am from Bartica in Region 7. I grew up there. I was born and grew up there. School, everything in Bartica, and it's quite a challenging experience. And after that, we decided to form the organization. The organization was formed, and here we are working to get things done.
Yes, you didn't tell us much about yourself. Anyway, Miss Donna Scott is an executive member of the Guyana Women Miners Organization and also a member of the Trafficking Person unit. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, ma'am.
Well, I am Donna Scott. I was born in the Essequibo. I grew up in and around Guyana, be it about 4 different regions. For example, I tuned in Region 10, where I had common entrance. I went to Linden, where I did high school. I spent a stint in national service. I spent some time in global agri planting corn and cotton, and also being in the interior from the age of 21, where I was living and running my uncle's business. And you know, being there, I was able to see a lot of what really goes on in the hinterland of our country. So when this organization was formed and I was given the opportunity to join, I did that forthwith, and I'm here today still fighting for trafficking in persons and women in mining.
Okay, thank you very much for that introduction of yourselves. Miss Eureka Primus, President. Tell us a little bit now about your organization. What is it that your organization does? But before we go into that, tell us when this organization was formed and what are the aims and objectives of your organization, please.
Okay. The organization was formed on the 25th of January in 2012, and our anniversary is actually soon approaching next year. The organization was formed on the basis of the fact that women in mining have long felt as though they have been marginalized and underrepresented. And as such, a band of women who were miners came together to have the voices of not only themselves but women across the industry heard. However, the organization functions under two separate arms. One that deals with the economic aspect of mining and the other that deals with the social aspect of mining and also rural communities. The organization's economic aspect looks at women in the industry, services being provided to them, opportunities that they have within the sector, not only for the development of their businesses but also development of self. With regards in the area of training, now that we have the mining school up and functioning, the organization would continuously refer the members to those trainings so that they would be able to be intellectually independent in the industry. Because for many years you have persons who would join the sector and every service that they need, they have to pay someone to do it for them. And we are gearing our women towards being independent in the sector. So not only do we want them to be in the industry and respected for the work in which they do, living free from stereotypes while they're there, but also to fully develop themselves to elevate from one stage to the next. Our second vice president, for instance, Ms. Joan Williams, she started in mining as a cook, and today she's a medium-scale miner. And what we're trying to do is to have that same level of momentum going on to the future generations. Just last year, in partnership with the Canadian High Commission and Linden Technical Institute, we were able to provide women with the opportunity to do heavy-duty operation and maintenance training. So we're moving women from not just entering the industry as cooks, but now you're entering into the industry as an operator, which gives you a higher trajectory to aim towards. Because if you can look at a woman who started out just serving meals, and she now owns land and owns dredges, and you start out in the industry as an operator, that just shows you how much more farther you can go.
So your organization is helping women to get more involved at different levels?
Yes.
You're giving them training as well?
Yes. And also ensuring that their rights as miners are respected.
Your rights as miners, okay. So how many women miners do you have?
It's difficult to...
Approximately.
And approximately
1,000, 5,000, 10,000?
We would say in the thousands, but today GGMC's farms doesn't cater for gender. So GGMC themselves can't tell you how many women are in the sector, because all they have is a list of names with no gender assigned to it. We've met with Minister Trotman on this issue last September 15th, and we were promised that gender would have been added to the farms. We also met with the new board, that will end today actually, to ensure that gender is added to the farm, because women need to know for themselves what footprint they've made in the industry.
Yes, statistical purposes, yes. So right now you don't know, but in your organization, how many members do you have and how many
we have almost 500 members, most of which are minors. But you also have persons who, for the social arm of the organization, join, and they are not minors, but they're there for the different causes in which the organization supports.
Do they pay a membership due?
Yes, we have an annual membership due of 20,000.
Okay. How do you find these women managing their personal lives with their kids and their husbands and all of that, and then working so hard and they feel as there?
Well, even for women who are working along with their husbands, as you know, women carry the majority of the work. We, over the years, have been able to balance our social lives with our economic activity, and women have always maintained sacrifice for family. So even if they have to toil in the interior to ensure that the lives of their family at least are maintained, because it is expensive in today's society to have a child going to school, participating in extracurricular activities, and even to maintain your livelihood. Because Guyana, everything goes up except for the price, except for your salary. So that's why women have now moved from working within the city to venturing into the interior, because the attractiveness still lies with the increase in salaries offered in the interior.
Okay, so they make more money. The women in the interior are richer, right?
Well, to some extent. Because even earlier this year when we visited Marudi, much to our surprise, a lot of the workers in Marudi are women. Because based on the closeness with the Amerindian communities around, they would work in Marudi during the week and go home on the weekend to their families. Women have always sacrificed for their families and sacrificed for the elevation, but how recognized is it within society?
Okay, thank you very much for that answer, Ms. Eureka Primus. And let us ask Ms. Marina Charles, the secretary now, to tell us something about your functions in the organization. What are some of your responsibilities and duties?
Well, my responsibility as a secretary is to ensure that minutes and different things are being kept properly, and to overview the organization as time go by. As the head of the trafficking unit, I am responsible, in fact we are, because we are a body, we are responsible for going out and assisting in rescuing these girls that are being trafficked. Because at sometimes we have members in all 10 administrative regions, and as such they would call. We have.
So you're talking about one unit of the Guyana Women Miners Organization, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so but you're also the secretary of the whole organization. So
Yes.
you don't only deal with the trafficking in person issues, but also other issues.
Yes.
Okay, what are some of the other issues?
Well, you know, organizing the meetings, make sure it is done properly, keep the records going, make sure the office is being run properly, and
Administrative
yes.
issue. Very good. We'll come back to the trafficking person later. Let's talk to the Ms. Donna Scott, executive member of the Guyana Women Miners Organization, and also a member of the TIP unit. Tell us, what are your functions and responsibilities?
My responsibility within the organization, one, is to make myself available at any given time to reply to any cases that comes up that we have to
respond. Yes, to respond.
Also, I assist in the planning events, any planning event that we have within the organization.
Have you had any planning events, any events planned before now, or you have anything coming up in the future?
Well, we have our anniversary coming up that we have to plan.
What anniversary is that?
Our fifth anniversary is coming up on the 25th of January.
Okay, very soon.
So very soon. So
And what are you planning, a big bacchanal party?
Well, once we're able to, because our organization is not funded.
When you say not funded, what do you mean? You don't get money?
We don't get money from anywhere.
So you put your money from your pocket?
Yes, we all volunteer from our pockets in each aspect of the organization.
Okay, so you have about $1 million in the beginning, right? Or $2 million. Because you have 500 members, 20,000 per member.
But if you weigh the cost per rescue, that's one rescue.
Right. Now I'm just trying to figure out how you get your funding, because it's important that you get enough funding.
Our funding is voluntary right now from the members.
But do you think you should get funding from the government?
Yes, we think we should get funding from the government because...
Have you approached the government for any kind of help?
We have approached the government.
And what is the response?
The last time they told us that we were too late for the last budget.
Yes.
Okay.
And this year,
maybe you get something
we don't
in
know
2017.
if we were
included.
We were included in the budget.
Okay.
So
we met with Minister Valda Lawrence in September of this year, after we had written her ministry on several instances, not just to apply for subvention, but also to see how we will be able to partner towards countering not only trafficking in persons,
Yes.
but gender-based violence, assistance for victims of rape. We understand that social issues are too great for one agency to do
One
it
second,
alone.
please. You mentioned assistance for victims of rape.
Yes.
So you're going to do police work now?
No, it's not police work with regards to the investigation, but the victim
Oh.
support. Because you have numerous cases of persons being raped, but they don't report it. One, in some cases, like for instance in Region 1, we had one case that our Region 1 representative had to accompany the victim just for the statement to be taken, even though she is supposed to go to the station and make a report and the statement is accepted. But we live in a society whereby, depending on who you're going to report against, there's a likelihood that the statement might not be taken.
And what would happen?
That would happen. That's the reality of Guyana
So the
today.
police would not take the statement?
In some cases, you would even have to engage the commanders for the police to take the statement.
Also, this is something that your organization does.
Yes.
Help the victims to make sure that they get justice.
And even after the statement is taken, then you have to ensure that the file moves from the police station to the DPP. Because in some instances, the victim would be continuously going to the station
And they get no satisfaction.
and they're told that the file is with the DPP. But when we contact the DPP, the file was never sent to her.
Wow.
So you basically have to follow the case from the time it occurs to the time it finishes at court.
What do you think might be some of the reasons for this?
Well, the reality in Guyana today, and it's no secret to the general public, that it appears to most people as though our service professionals could be bought and sold. Because
corruption.
Yes.
Okay.
Even most recently, we had a 9-year-old girl that was rescued. And the police put out an article saying that from the medical examination they conducted, her statement of her being trafficked by her mother and the rape in which she endured